my dad has just put this massive crack in the wall, like accidentally, because he's been nailing this wooden thing, architrave, and it's put a crack in the wall, so that's kind of bad. So my dad's been nailing in the opposite side to where the crack is, and for some reason the vibration of the hammer has been interfering with the other side of the wall, so we need to try and find a way to fill that crack in on the other side. Kind of bad, if you ask me.
Right, so first we need to mark up where we need to cut our mitre. A mitre is where you cut a piece of wood at a specific angle in order to create a square or a hex or an octagonal. And they have to be perfect cuts at 45-degree angles, so 2 45s make a 90, obviously. And you need to cut just above there to give ourselves enough room here, so when we put the top piece on, we're giving ourselves a little bit of a ledge along there. So that's where we're going to cut that, and we also need to know, when we cut these, at what angle they're going. So just as a rough reference, we'll cut it there, so we know which way our mitre saw is going. And now we'll take this over to the mitre saw and cut it. So this is a mitre saw, it's only a small one, and we need to cut an angle. There's the angle on the wood, so we need our blade this way. So lift that, move it across to it 45 degrees that way, and then put our wood in. Actually, it's going to be easier to do this
over my head.
this way. Actually, there we go. So, move our cutting point right to the centre of where the blade's going, which is roughly somewhere around about there.
Always, when you use it, if you're using a mitre saw, always make sure you're cutting at the right angle, otherwise it can go very, very wrong.
Okay, that's it, and then we cut that. And there we go, perfect 45-degree angle.
Yep, like so. So if you're using a mitre saw for building, always make sure you don't cut the wrong angle, because that could go pretty bad otherwise.
And now we're going to fit this in place.
Yes.
So now we put the nail upside down. We're using oval nails for this, 50mm ovals. And we're going to put it on a really hard surface like the concrete floor, and we're tapping the point. Now, forgive the pun, people might ask what's the point? Well, the point is, if you take the point down and blunt it a little bit, since under a microscope a piece of wood looks like millions of little straws, as you knock the point through, it could split the wood. So taking the point down and blunting it, are you still going?
Yeah.
Yeah. Taking the point down and putting a flat end on it and blunting it a little bit means that when it goes through the wood, it'll knock through without actually splitting it and open it up like a point would. So blunting the nails sometimes could save your wood from splitting.
Yep, it can. So if you don't want your wood splitting, just hammer the point off and then just screw it in.
It's got a flat end on it now, look.
Or hammer it in that way, yeah. So you can see it is now flat. So I guess we're going to hammer that in. Yep. Right, so I guess we're going to hammer it in now.
We're going to find our place where we want our nail to go, which is roughly about there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pre-tap it, just to get it started, and then we're going to hold our piece of wood exactly where we need it. And this has been cut a fraction short on the mitre to give ourselves that little ledge at the top there for the overhead piece. We're going about there. Just check that's right. It's roughly about there. Fraction lower maybe. I think we're talking about there. And then check we're at the right angle there and knock into place.
There we go.
And then just knock it that way a little bit because we're not quite where I want to be. One more securing tap.
So every time you're nailing in architrave, make sure the end is blunt or flat or whatever you want to say, and then just make sure it's screwed right in there like so. So yeah, and if you do that, then you'll have a good job. I've just stood on this part of the ladder to film that last clip, and trust me, these ladders hurt your feet. So yeah, like my feet hurt right now. So my dad's got some lightweight coving and filler, and he's also got some opulous paint for the kitchen wall. I think some of the kitchen wall is going to be opulence, but I think the rest of it is going to be a different colour. So I think they're going to go 2 different colours, but I'm not sure. So yeah, but there's some opulent paint there. So pretty cool. So we've got this piece of architriving up now, and then we're just getting ready to put some at the top as well. And pretty much the whole of this door frame, or whatever you want to call it, is pretty much finished architriving. By the way, if you don't know why we're nailing it like all the way in, it's so that when we fill it, then you're not able to see the screw head. So that's why we're hammering it right in. So yeah, anyway, we've just got this top part to do.
Right, so now we're not measuring this piece, we're just cutting it, because at the minute we're at the wrong angle, and we need to cut the correct angle so we can measure it up on the other 2. There you go.
So that's how it turns out, I guess.
And now we put this against the other bit to measure our last cut.
Yeah.
So now, this piece sits on here, or it should sit on here, roughly like so. It doesn't fit perfect because we've not cut it yet. I'm going to bring that down a bit, and quite a bit actually. And then we're going to mark this from this end and cut it roughly about there. And these don't always get cut perfect the first time. You often have to take a little slither off here and there, so, but we'll see. And that's our little cut that we're going to make now.
So back to the miter saw, and then we're cutting that bit off. So so that bit's done, and then I guess we just need to screw that on now, or
pin it on with nails.
Pin it on, and
if it's ready cut into the right size, we'll find out.
Yep.
Right, so like I said earlier, sometimes this last cut doesn't always go right. But it's best to cut it a little longer than short to start with, because you can always take away but you can't add. Problem is, we've got to take a smidge off, and by a smidge I mean a real thin, wafer thin piece, which can be a pain in the bum, because you can see the little piece I'm trying to cut out. About the thickness of the crisp. It should make all the difference when it's done.
You like them both crisp, don't you?
Little thin chippy bits, yeah. And there's our little smidgy bit there. Almost like a little piece of balsa wood. Real fine.
Yep.
And now that should go into place.
Yep, so let's see how well we can get it in. There's a massive gap there and it's way out, so I don't know what you're going to do, but yeah, we'll try our best to get it up.
Amazing what a bit of filler can do.
It is, yeah. I think it's just easier just filling that bit.
It will be.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to do that then. Yeah, so this is the last piece of architrave we're putting up. And then we'll finish the whole door frame, so yeah, it's pretty awesome. Next corner. You see that massive gap? We've got to fill that, so it's actually both ends, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just noticed that. Alright, let's nail this in. Yeah, so you can see we've nailed it right in, and that's because when we... What is it, Dad?
I'm going to nail them down with a little piece of metal, like what they call a punch, to punch them under the surface. So when we put filler over it, and then sand over it, and then paint over it, they'll just look like they're glued on with no pins showing.
Yep. So if you want to make it look professional, always nail it straight into the surface. It's easier that way. Oh dear, we seem to be getting more and more cracks, and oh dearie me, because it seems to be getting bigger, so yeah, that's kind of bad, so oh dear. Woo! So we've got all of the door frame finished, and we've got, well, you can call it all of the door frame, or maybe all of the architrave, but yeah, that's all finished, so that's all the hammering done tonight. All we need to do now is probably fill these two.
Fill around the gaps and over the heads.
Yeah, so...
And anything that looks a bit tatty.
That's a hammering finish, but we've just got filling to do now, so...
If you go to the other side...
This side?
No. You can put a cut there.
Oh, okay, sorry! So that corner of the architrave in there had a massive gap in before, but as you can see, look what the filler does. It actually fills it in, so it looks like nothing's happened. And that's what we're going to be doing on the other side of the thing we've just worked on. And the nail heads, the screw heads, whatever you want to call them, as you can see, you can just see a little glimpse of them there. You see that little white dot? That's a screw head, but it's filled over, so it's nice and flat. And once we, sand it and paint it, you won't be able to see that. So that's what we're going to be doing on the other side, hopefully. Also, as you can see, there's skating boards around here. We actually did that earlier on today before I started vlogging. Oh, and by the way, this massive gap we have to fill as well. So, yeah. Also, we've got to fill. Did you say we've got to fill loads of screws as well?
Little nail heads on them. Yeah, there's only a few.
Yeah, little nail heads. I think these are on there. Little. Yeah, I can.
Third down.
They're very small.
They will be.
Yeah, but the nail heads, we've got to fill them as well, so it's nice and flat. And obviously that massive gap in the corner there. We had the wrong tools to do it with. We didn't really have the right tools to do it with, but to be honest, with the tools we had, we've done quite well. So all we've got to do now is fill that to make it flat, straight, and it should be all great. Oh, that rhymed. Anyway, guys, I'm wrapping up today's vlog, so if you did enjoy, please leave a like rating, subscribe to see more vlogs every single day, 6 PM GMT, UK time, 10 AM Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, so it's now basically, nearly 2 minutes till 11 o'clock. And I've got to edit this and upload this. Well, it's Saturday night, but yeah, I've got to edit this, then upload it. So if you did enjoy, please leave a like rating, subscribe to see more of these vlogs every single day, 6 PM GMT UK time. And yeah, so actually, my target for this week is to do a vlog every day, but I said that a few weeks ago, and that did not work. But we'll see how this week goes. But yeah, leave a like rating. Hope you all did enjoy today's vlog. We've been very busy, and I have now got to go and edit this. So yeah, thanks, Dad, for being a part of this. And yeah, like as I've just said for a 4th time, leave a like rating and then subscribe. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye to your faces.